the journey has to start. And that is why I feel extremely proud that I was into that profession. It is that very profession which has brought me here, and therefore, let me tell all of you and congratulate all of you that you have chosen the right profession. So 3 cheers to all of you for joining this profession. The next, I joined BHEL Haridwar in the year 87, and then we found that there was a chapter, Haridwar Rishikesh chapter of cost accountants, and that was almost a dead chapter because the major activity was done in those days by the Rishikesh chapter because of a company, public sector company there, and this chapter was absolutely redundant. So we all fellow professionals, we came together and we thought, let us revive this chapter. So we all revived that chapter. I think most of us would be just 24, 25 at that particular point of time. And we said, let us set up this Oral Coaching Institute. I was part of the initial managing committee and also Oral Coaching Committee chairman at that particular point of time, and that was sometime around 89 or 90. So not only we revived that chapter, but in next 2 years, Haridwar Rishikesh chapter of cost accountants was awarded the best chapter in the northern region. Now, why I am sharing all this with you is the importance of the Oral Coaching Institute. I think when Shobhan told all of you that you please attend classes, I will never ever tell you to attend class. Basically speaking, you should be drawn to these classes. Why you should be drawn to these classes? Because this is the only institute which has the privilege, and also it organizes the oral coaching classes. None of the other institute would do that. They spend so much of time and energy in teaching all of you. So you should feel actually privileged that this institute is actually giving you the facility of attending classes. Believe me, whatever we say of postal coaching, internet coaching, so on and so forth, but ultimately it is the classroom training which actually gets to all of you. And therefore, the importance of oral coaching classes is tremendous. I am sure all of you would join oral coaching classes because it is going to value add to your career, it is going to value add to your studies, it is going to help you in the future. It helped me in the future. I also attended oral coaching classes, and let me tell you, what I have done during the course of last 30 years is something which I have learned from ICAA. There is not one subject which I have not applied. And I'll give you, maybe because of the paucity of time, let me share with you how it helps you. We all talk about accounting, and obviously I'm not belittling the importance of accounting, but cost accounting is more than accounting. Why it is more than accounting? Today there is somebody before you on whom the biggest industrialist of India, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, has entrusted the responsibility of managing all the money. Can any of you imagine the size of this particular project? the size of the project that Reliance Jio is going to bring about is not 100 crores, is not 1,000 crores. It is 1,50,000 crores. 1,50,000 crores has already been spent and we are still not into the market. So imagine the faith an industrialist actually poses on his cost accountants and people who are handling finance for them. This is where your importance comes. This is where everybody's importance comes. We all will get into these kind of roles. We will get into managing all the budgets of the company. And in 86, 87, I learned the concept of zero-based budgeting. I don't know, sir, whether it is still relevant as of now. But then, let me tell you, I took that particular concept to heart. When I joined the companies, and when they used to come to me with budgets, and those budgets were technical budgets converted into monies, and they knew very well that this particular finance guy, what will he do? If the budget is, let's say, for 2,000 crore rupees, he would come back and say, "Hey, kya 2,000 crore rupees? The company does not have that much of money. What is my ROI? What is my IRR? So on and so forth." And then, typically, after he will go back, he will reduce 5 to 10%, come back to the same finance director or finance official, and he will come back and say, "Okay, the budget is passed." Now, in the process, everybody is happy. The guy who has come with the budget is happy because he had already overloaded the budget by 10 or 15%. So by reducing 5%, it is still 5% above than what he would. So actually, he would have his inefficiency factor to the extent of 5-10% already built in. The finance guy is happy. He will go and tell his boss, "These guys had come with so much of budget and reduced 5%. But who has lost ultimately? It is the company or the organization who has lost. Here comes the concept of zero-based budgeting. And Ashita knows, in our company, whenever any budget is made, we start with the ground zero. We first of all ask, why this particular money is to be spent at all? अगर हम ये पैसा spend ही नहीं करें, then what? So then you build up that budget. Then you build up the costing. And this is where the importance of costing comes into view. And we all in the institute, let me tell you, have done all the costing rules, all the costing problems. In our days, there were a lot of problems to be solved. SEMA was very, very popular. And I remember that we used to solve SEMA problems before going for exam. Now what has to happen now is that all of you will still solve problem. Let me tell you what is going to happen in the next couple of years. There will not be requirement of people mugging up, which is a very old concept, no? एक महीना पहले we just ratify everything and then we give our exam, we score marks, and after that who is going to care? Because the degree is in our hand. Absolutely not. If you are a true cost and management accountant, then you will not do this. You will learn the concepts part of it. And that is what is going to help you in your career. Getting a degree is not going to help. What is going to help is whether you have understood conceptually. And why this is going to become the future, because we in Jio, so not that I am publicizing Jio, but let me tell you, Jio is going to change the way the education system works here. Believe me, in our home, when you ask something to your son or daughter, you know what they do? Even if they don't know, they quickly go to the Google, they search and give you the answer. Yes. This is going to be the future of Indian education. In fact, I'm looking forward to a scenario, and if everything goes well, that would be the real scenario where there would be no books. You don't have to write. Typically, after mugging up everything, everything would be available digitally to you. What would be asked from you is to solve a question analytically. And believe me, for solving that, no encyclopedia or Google is going to help.
Yes.
I normally call, we will also have something like Google. It would be something like a Simpson Geo. So Khulja Simpson jaise hota hai, वैसे Simpson Geo. So it takes you to the knowledge powerhouse. So those will be the days when everything would be available to you. So really people will not ask you what is costing, what is variable cost, what is marginal costing, what is all of that. All of that would be available to you. You will have to do you have to give an analytical solution to the problem, and for doing analytical solution to the problem, you need only one thing, and that is common sense. And believe me, that is the only product which is very uncommon these days. So this is where your education is going to lead to. I will also take you a couple of other things before I tell you that what you should achieve to do that. Prakash, I hope I'm not taking more.
Yes. No,
okay. So, what do we as accountants have done? We bring all the information on a platter. And how we have brought the entire information on platter, believe again, in good old days, we used to prepare trial balance. We had that adding machine, sir, if you remember.
Yes, very much.
And then came computer. And in fact, I was part of those initial days in BHEL when we did entire balance sheet computerization. And BHEL, in fact, was one of the first company to do automation. It was one of the first company to bring inflation accounting. It was the first company to bring social balance sheet. And probably it was the first company who got maximum number of balance sheet awards. So that is where probably my roots are, and that is the place from where I've learned most of it. That is the reason, even though I have been in Reliance for the last 15 years, I value my association with that public sector company, BHEL, a lot, because that actually gave you concept, that actually gave you a huge manualized work. In a public sector company, everything is manualized. You name a problem and there is an answer in a manual. And when actually I went from BHEL, and then again in 1991 liberalization came, I took advantage of that liberalization. I went to Indorama, so all I had to do is to take my learning of BHEL and put it in Indorama, and I was successful. Now coming back to the part that I was saying, so we brought a concept of ERP. So presently, whether you call it Oracle, whether you call it SAP or any other platform, we have been able to give you entire information on a platter. And what happens when that information comes to you? You are able to analyze it. You are able to do analytics. And those analytics are very, very important. These analytics actually give birth to a concept called Six Sigma. And this is the Six Sigma that we apply in our day-to-day life. For example, if the vehicle hire charges, in fact, this is one of the projects that I took up with some of my junior colleagues. Our vehicle hire charges budget was coming to almost 10 crores per month. And we put that into Six Sigma. So when we put that into Six Sigma, we were able to analyze, we were able to find out a lot of misuses of vehicles happening, we were able to find out a lot of vehicles being given at the higher rate, and all that stuff. So again, this Six Sigma will not happen without information, without numbers, and those numbers again come back to you from the same CMA guys. So therefore, this is the importance of this profession. Now, what you should do to achieve that? Typically, and this is only from my understanding, it may not be correct 100%. More than I think something which I've already said, that more than memorizing, you should understand everything conceptually. And for understanding that conceptually, you should ask as many questions as possible. In fact, I would also encourage the concept of group discussions. After the lecture is over, there should be something like group discussions, where as a group they should be asked to solve problems, and then they should be asked to come and present. One of the problems which again accountants in general also face is public speaking. Many of us are excellent in our profession, but when it comes to presentation, we actually lack that particular skill, and only people who belong to the consultancy setups are better than many of other professionals. The moment you have those kind of group discussions, the moment you are asked to come here and present before the audience, this will help you in your presentation skill, which in my opinion is extremely necessary for this particular profession. The second thing which I would definitely ask for is digitization. In fact, if you have missed a particular lecture, and if the lecture is recorded, and it is available to you at any point of time, because whatever we say, everybody does not have 100% grasping power, and we are always different from each other. But the moment the lecture is available to all of you in CD, in the digital format, you can actually play it back and then understand those concepts. This is one of the area probably as a profession we can improve. There can also be concept of virtual classrooms. And why virtual classrooms are important? Because if there is somebody called as Shekhar Gupta, I'm going back to my old memories, that there was somebody called Shekhar Gupta in Kolkata, and who was known as Helen Keller. And people used to say Shekhar Gupta means sure success. So if there is somebody called Shekhar Gupta in Kolkata, then he should be able to give lecture to you while all of us are sitting there. This is possible through video conferences, and I think this is one area which definitely should be encouraged. In fact, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is encouraging that, and we should all be part of that digital India. In fact, let me tell you, one of the wish lists that he gave to all of us is, he said, I will only launch Jio if you are able to connect me to all the panchayats and all the colleges across the country. And believe me, we are actually doing that. We are going to the remote places, we are putting Wi-Fi, and the whole idea is to connect all of them together into a virtual classroom. You never know, probably there may be a teacher in the Chhapra of Bihar who may probably be more educated than any of us. But sometimes, just because he is not available, just because he is not marketable, he is not heard. And the virtual classroom will actually change that particular concept. Pool knowledge. Very, very important. I think many of you may be playing cricket. We also used to promote cricket like anything because of IPL and because of Mumbai Indians. But slowly, Mukesh Bhai has stopped talking about cricket as an example. And you know what he says? He says cricket is a game where only 2 are playing and rest 20 are watching. So who are the people who are playing? The bowler and the batsman. Baki sab log khade hoke dekhte hain. So he says, no, that is not the game. The game should be football. Where all 22 players are actually playing the game. And therefore, if all of you actually pool together, because everybody, as I said, has a distinct efficiency and inefficiency. And therefore, somebody may be good in costing, some may be good in OR, some may be good in accounts, some may be good in audit. Pull that together into a common knowledge. Again, go back, I will share my experience with you. In Calcutta, I used to go to library. And one of the reasons probably why I was able to clear is because I was in the library. So all my seniors were there. Whenever I used to get stuck in any problem, I always used to go to them. And that was without any cost. So Banya Buddhi again, that बगैर पैसे के मिलेगा तो मैं शेखर गुप्ता के पास जाके इतने पैसे खर्च क्यों करूं जबकि इतने सारे शेखर गुप्ता वहीं पे हैं. That is a concept you have to apply. Pool that particular knowledge, and definitely that is something which will give you success. And the last, but not the least, is there is no alternative to hard work. Whatever you say, whatever I say, until and unless you put your hard work, you put your midnight oil into this exercise, you put your heart and soul into this exercise, success will not come. There is no shortcut to success. Thank you very much for your patience.